Hi, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition Morning Scone presented by Brock, Partners with Peter Clinic, and HUDco Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. You know what, actually? Hold that thought for one quick minute. Because, first of all, the light just went out in here, which is weird. Set change. October 30th. Brock Rock and Wine returns. But this year, it's, I gotta change the bottom because it is not this year at Audi of Baton Rouge. It's at the Renaissance Hotel. Saturday, October the 30th. Make plans to be there at the Renaissance Hotel, Saturday, October 30th. So I'm gonna cover up, see there's the location from last year. I'm gonna cover that up with my arm. October 30th. And actually, it's got the wrong date on here too. So you know what? I'm gonna take this down. It is the wrong date. Wrong date and location. That was last year's. Okay. So put this back up. Ha, right. Okay. Let's say some good mornings here. Oh yeah, HUDco Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Let's say some good mornings. See what y'all got. Hope your morning's off to a great start. Great nightcap with Scone last night. Thanks to everybody who stayed up late, hung out, participated a little bit. Oops, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Lest we be disturbed, and one trivia card will get very upset. So if you missed it yesterday on AFR, attorney Don Jackson joined us. He is the attorney representing John Emery, and in his fight against the NCAA to be eligible. Don Jackson's like never lost a case against the NCAA, so I feel really confident that he's going to get Emery eligible at some point. So anyway, hopefully, they were saying hopefully by the start of SEC play. And then Saints, what a lengthy injury report yesterday. 10 players in all on the injury report. 8 did not practice. Boy, that was a lengthy injury report. Now maybe, just maybe, now I think we understand, like, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Davenport, you know, those guys aren't going to be there. But here's the full injury report. Quan with an elbow, Davenport, Tano Passanio, Lattimore, Eric McCoy with a calf, Trevor Simeon, illness, Pete Werner, PJ Williams, CJ Gardner, Johnson, Chase Hansen. Now, CJ and Hansen were limited, but the other 8 all did not practice. I don't make too much of it. Typically, by the time the Friday practice report or injury report comes out, if you're not practicing on Friday, then I'm going to have a little bit of concern over your ability to play on Sunday. That's typically how that goes during game week, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Hey, Kelly Presley. Good morning, Kelly Gross. Brian Wynn. Good morning. Chase Peller. Good morning, Matt. Forget the moon. Gamecoin is going to Mars. Let's go. GME is Gamecoin, so a lot of people are very excited about Gamecoin. It's taking up a gigantic chunk of my days now because people keep asking about it, which is fine. But because I've been in for a relative while, and things only not even 90 days old, but I've been in for almost a month now. People are asking me a lot about it, which is great. I'm very, very excited about it. Gamecoin, not financial advice. but do your own research, look into it. James Tyrone, Truax, good morning. Preston Schulze. Matt, take us back to when Les was fired. Do you remember how recruiting was affected in that signing class? I think LSU remains cream of the crop in recruiting, even during a down period. Still, early to call this a down period, as that's why I play the games. Yeah, Preston, look, man. So let's look it up. That's a good question. So that would have been the 2017 LSU. Those would have been the juniors that made up the national championship team. That was Jamar Chase and Chasson. So this was the 2017 class. Jacoby Stevens, Chasson, Deculus, Tyler Shelvin, who was the number one player in Louisiana, Jacob Phillips, Grant Delpit, Todd Harris, Kerry Vincent, Miles Brennan, Ed Ingram, Tyler Taylor, Manny Netherly, Lowell Narcisse, Sadiq Charles, Patrick Queen, Neil Farrell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Justin Thomas, Racy McMath, John Trey Kirkland, Seth Stewart, Aaron Moffitt, Torrey Carter, Justin Jefferson. Last player in the class, Justin Jefferson. I'd say that class turned out okay. I'd say that class turned out just fine after Les was fired. Charlie Cavell, David Wallace, Lowell Cormier, Jonathan Martin, good morning, good morning. Brian Wynn, Matt, what's your prediction for Saturday's game with Central Michigan? Do you expect the offensive woes to continue? In some degree, Brian, I do. I do. I just, especially looks like you're going to be without your starting tackles. I just don't think they're great at the point of attack, man. So when you're not good at the line of scrimmage, you're vulnerable. I think they are, I hope they go get after quarterback at Central Michigan, though. I told y'all Missouri sacked him 9 times, and Missouri had 14 tackles for loss. Go get after him. Tim Gotro, Connor O'Neill, just like LSU's baseball schedule, all I can say is we better take care of business at home. Florida, Vandy, Mississippi State, and Arkansas are all road series. Forgot about that one too, Connor. It's brutal. The SEC did LSU no favors. And honestly, in the past couple of years, schedule has been super favorable, where you miss some of the big boys or you get them at home, like you get Vandy at home, you miss Florida, you never had back-to-back road series. The past couple of years have been very favorable for LSU. This one is not. Trivia Carter, good morning. Tim Gotro, smash the like button, like the Hulk, thank you. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, do us a solid, do like the YouTubers say, smash that like button. Smash. Who's hanging out for whiskey and wine on Saturday? 6:30 kickoff. So it means we'll probably go live 10 o'clock over from Don Juan Cigar Bar. Very much looking forward to another episode of Whiskey and Wine over at Don Juan. Mostly because I love to get over to Don Juan and love to make T-Bob look stupid. So y'all come hang out. Make sure you join us. Tell a friend. If people don't know about Whiskey and Wine, y'all let them know. Let's see. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Joey Vincent, Mark Allen. The Scone and Tea podcast is Abbott and Costello, and I love it and need more. So thank you, Mark Allen. That is, we'll drop another episode today. So it's been Tuesday, Thursday, but I think what we're going to end up doing is Monday, Thursday. So the Monday review, Thursday preview type deal. Cliff Nelson, forgive my ignorance, what's the significance of 420 in Muso? Well, 420 is like the internationally accepted weed smoking time. And I don't think Muso's ever smoked or even seen weed in his life. And by the way, I've never smoked weed in my life either. I'd swear on the Bible. No one in my friend circle smoked weed, and so I was just never around it. And then when I started the job I'm at now, there's random drug tests. So even when I was in Vegas a couple of years ago, and it's legal there, I was like, no, I'm good. Because if I was randomly drug tested and I got popped, I could be fired for cause, and I'm like, no, not worth it. So I've never smoked weed. But anyway, so I'm just messing with Muso and basically just pegged him as a pothead, or painted him as a pothead on air. I'm just messing with him, and it's just sort of caught on. There's no significance to it at all other than me just goofing Goof and Musa. Let's see. Jordan McNeese, morning Scone. When's another Scone Z podcast? So today. So actually, I'll drop Drew off at school. I'll head up to Guarantee and we'll record. So look forward around lunchtime today. Let's see. Juan, better job, LSU or USC? LSU. And I don't, that's not a homer answer. I'll explain. So USC, the benefit obviously is you have great history. It's a private school, so they have a lot of money. So you could pay, for facilities, resources, etc. And if you just recruit the best players in Los Angeles, you have a great recruiting advantage there. The difference with LSU is you are in a talent-rich state where you are the only game. Like, LSU is a better job than Alabama. Now, you can laugh at that because Alabama has had better success for more years. They obviously had Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. But if you're just doing like blind resume of checking criteria, only Power 5 school in the state, whereas Alabama has Auburn right down the road. You're in the Southeastern Conference. You're talking about a passionate region and in a talent-rich state, which is a big deal, where like you could be Ohio State, where you're the only Power 5 in your state, but you're also no, Ohio produces a crap load of talent. Let me take that back. See, it's hard to do. Not even Georgia, because Georgia has to deal with Georgia Tech to a lesser degree, but Clemson and South Carolina. But anyway, so I guess Southern Cal has UCLA in its own city, and then you're talking about everybody that poaches LA, and then not only just that, but you got Stanford in California, and Cal also in your conference, and it's very different. I think there's a reason why LSU has been able to be more consistent over the last 20 years, whereas SC has had spike dip and they've struggled to get back to it. Rapping Batches, what's up? Let's see, Jordan, it's hard to pick what's a better job. I think it's more about the hire than the job. Depends on what the coach's philosophy is as well. I mean, if you look at, the other thing I'll tell you is, SC's campus is like right bordering Compton. Like, it's a bad area of LA. That ain't great. And you play in the Coliseum, which is an old, dumpy stadium. I hate to say it that way because there's a lot of history there, but it's not great. The opposite is true for Tiger Stadium. And you're in the SEC West, and you're in a passionate region where nobody in LA really cares. Look, we were out in LA for the LSU UCLA game. People didn't even know there was a freaking game going on. It was 100th on the list of things people cared about in LA over the weekend. Cliff Nelson, E-Rock is awesome with the cookies for T-Bob. She makes T-Bob freaking cookies. She'll make me cookies. What am I going to do about that, Cliff? Brady Smith, morning, Matt. Not to overreact from week 1, but the Saints are the best team in the NFL, LOL. So not to overreact, but I'm going to totally overreact. Y'all, the closer we get to this game against Carolina, the more nervous I get, and I might pick Carolina to win it. I know. Anyway. Let's see. Matthew Lusto, what's up? Colton Mack, they drug test you for a radio job. Sheesh. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Witten, what's up? Charlie Cavell, who's responsible for the Emery situation? So, Charlie, the thing that I'll go back to is I'll say, man, if you knew last year that Emery only had 9 credit hours and was going to be ineligible, and they did, and apparently they filed a waiver, and their waiver was denied by the NCAA. How in the world, I guess they just assumed he was going to be granted. I don't know how you make that assumption, man. Just poorly managed oversight. lack of oversight. Chase Pellegrin, what's going on? Megan Hurst, Jason Mabio, good morning. Lowell, if for some reason Coach O is let go, who would you like to see come in as the next head coach? For me, I would like to see Lane Kiffin or Hugh Freeze. For off the field reasons, neither of those I would say is super likely. I have also heard the name Bill O'Brien, who was the former Penn State head coach, Texans head coach, and now Bama offensive coordinator. Jason Mabio, loved your rant on Chase yesterday. I'm going to the Bengals-Bears game this weekend in Chicago. Can't wait to see Joey and Chase again. Yeah, I had fun with that, man. I did a little get the gat yesterday and basically poked fun at everybody. I thought Jamar Chase was toast. When I did 4:15 or so, I think maybe hour 2. Steve Scott, morning Matt, missed all your shows yesterday. Apologize. Was at a hospital getting a heart ablation that had been canceled twice to COVID. Finally happened. Glad to see him doing well. Keep up the great work. We'll try not to miss again. All good, Steve. Glad to hear you're doing well, man. That's more important. Dude, you know where to find me. I'll always be here. But you take care of you, man. I'm glad you're doing well. And for everybody who asked, also Mama Scone is okay. She had her hip replacement on Tuesday. Got home yesterday, moving around a little bit, which is great to see. So she'd been in a lot of pain over the years with that hip, man. So shout out to Dr. Rodriguez from Brock, Better's Orthopedic Clinic, who did the surgery. So great people, man. Hell, we trust Mama Scone to Brock. Gotta believe you can trust Brock. Jason Austin, scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most shocked. How shocked would you be if Central Michigan pulls off the upset? A 6. LSU should win the game. They're a 3-touchdown favorite at home. Should not happen. But I wouldn't be like blown away. But I would be surprised, yeah. Brandon English, good morning. Hope to get power back today. Oh, God, Brandon, I hope so, man. Hope so. Hey, I saw Crystal last week, and she told me that that your wife had a great session, which was great. So I'm glad to hear that. Man, hoping y'all get power back too. It's, we've kind of been, I hate to say back to normal because it's really been anything but normal. But we forget there's still so many people still without power. So man, definitely pulling for you there, man. Hoping that gets to you, man. Power gets back to you. Oh gosh, I'm almost out of time. Matt Godwin, what's up? Charlie Cavell, do you think O lasts the season? Charlie, I'm going to say no. I'll say no. Kirk Taylor, Bob Poole. Tell you Rock, we want Tiger Treats too. Wes Shin, Bill O'Brien feels more of a pro guy though. Wes, he did phenomenal. I disagree actually. He's more of a college guy. He did a great job at Penn State after the Joe Paterno fiasco. He had some success with the Texans. The problem was all the players hated him because he was a Saban-like coach. He was a hard driver. And that doesn't really work in today's NFL, man. I genuinely believe Bill O'Brien is going to be a better college coach than pro coach. Alan Hurd, morning, Matt. Role of new players from portal has made teams hard to predict and evaluate from a fan perspective. Coaches have people evaluating what's available. Oh, yeah. You better. That's why Austin Thomas is there to help manage the roster. Wes Shin, let's see. Brian was a pro guy. Pat's OC for 2 years. Penn State for 2 years. Head coach. No, I understand that he was with the Patriots. I'm just saying that I think he is as a head coach, I think he is going to be a better college guy than a pro guy. The reason his players in Houston hated him was because he was like Nick Saban. I think that style plays better in college. Craig Duga, what's up? Dax Jeter, if Woodward goes with cause due to Title IX, Kiffin, Freeze, James Franklin are off the list. I think file this away that not just cause doesn't just mean the Title IX stuff. There's some NCAA stuff as well that they could get. Jason Austin hit the Cali High. Cali High! Wes Shin, what's up? Craig, does E-Rock make Muso's Munchies care package? Not that I'm aware of. Brad David, always curious, how do they get accurate ratings? How do they know who's listening? So Baton Rouge is a diary market. So quarterly, they send out 1,500 radio diaries and have people fill out what they listen to, and they extrapolate the numbers that based on scientific research. Think it's completely flawed. Larger markets are metered markets, but that could be even worse because they may send out like 10 meters, and so it actually tracks what your radio is listening to. Very non. It is scientific research by definition. I just don't know that I buy that it's always accurate. I mean, that's why, thank God for digital media, because we can track who watches on YouTube for how long, who listens online for how long, where they're listening from, right? I mean, all that stuff. So, trivia, not only does she make T-Bob cookies, it refuses to send me Drew Bucks. It's true. Now, you should be completely miffed, trivia. You think USC swings for the fence and goes for Saban? No. Kyle Milliken, good morning. Jeffrey Parrott, morning Scone. Updates on when Michael Thomas will be back. So he's on PUP, right? So he has to be out for 6 weeks. So he started the season on PUP. So he'll be back week 7 against Seattle, up in Seattle. Charlie Broussard, what LSU record is the cutoff that will spark an immediate change in head coach? Charlie, I think if they lose one of these next 2 weeks, I think if they lose to Central Michigan, if they lose to Mississippi State, I think he'll be fired after the game. All right, Mama Scone versus E-Rock for Friday picks. Y'all crazy. All right, y'all. I gotta get rolling. Sorry, I gotta get Drew up and get him to school. So y'all have an awesome day. Thanks as always. Locked on LSU coming up. New Scone and T podcast today. It's me and T-Bob Abear. If you have not subscribed yet, however you get your podcast, search Locked on LSU and search Scone and T, the letter T. Please subscribe to those. And then AFR3. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.